realise what you're doing to your body with that?
Do you realise what you're doing to my body with that?
The reason I'm wearing this is because you've hidden my washing.
Ah, you mean Kathy's washing?
Eh?
It's a long story.
Which I don't have time to hear because I'll be late for work unless I get some clothes. Kathy's, mine, yours, anybody's, now.
Right, they're next door.
At your mother's?
Well, you wanted them dried. Ma's got the dryer.
So you told her they were Kathy's so you could use the dryer?
Yeah, more or less.
Get them?
Just having me breakfast, love. Do you want some fry bread?
Now, Jack.
Lanzarote! And you'll have a tan in February. What a jet setter.
What about lambing?
Well, Joe talked to Jack about it and he said it would be fine.
He would. He's as soft as you two.
Can always cancel it, you know, Annie, if it's a problem.
Don't be so daft. It'll do you good, the pair of you. And if Jack's mad enough to take on lambing without you, that's his problem.
We could be a problem.
No, we couldn't, Mark.
Yeah, we could. Look, you're going to have to take us with it. Annie can't cope.
I can cope with a young pup like you.
See, argument already. You're going to have to take us with you.
I'm sure a bit old to be going on holiday with your mum.
Normally, yeah, but I could make an exception.
Oh, hi, Jack. Mark has just offered to help you with the farm work while Mum and Joe are away.
Right, morning milking every day.
Oh, well, only if we can start after 9, OK?
Oh, it's pitiful to think I raised that. Oh.
You're looking for something?
Yeah, Kathy's washing. You dried it for her.
Yes, I did. I took it down to Demdike. All right?
Yeah, Ma. Great.
Do you ever get slurry in the water?
How long have you been trying to be a vet?
I'm in my final year at university.
Well, after all that hard work, you should know what slurry would do.
Kill your fish.
Precisely. You see any dead fish here?
Mr. Turner, I'm not accusing you of anything.
Really?
I'm just trying to help.
Help? Who? Me? Your father?
I've an idea what might be wrong with Mr. Armstrong.
We all know what's wrong with him. A severe case of idolitis.
So there's never any slurry in the river with all these farms around?
In the river, yes. In the fish farm, no. You see, if we see it coming, we just shut the inlet valves and let it go past.
So it does happen?
Well, sometimes, yes. But that's not what's wrong with Armstrong. He's got a mild case of diarrhea and he's making a meal of... Well, see what I mean.
You don't really care, do you? So long as it doesn't land on your doorstep. Well, if I'm right about what's wrong with him, you should think about this. It could have been you in that hospital bed. It still could be. I'm only sorry it's not.
Pathetic, really. Having to go to such lengths so as not to ask Annie if we can use her dryer.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind.
Well, that's the point. She'd be delighted and want to be friends with that flipping door opened up again.
Oh, that'd be so bad.
Yes. I'm not used to sharing a house with Jack, let alone Annie, Joe, Kate, Mark, Rachel, the dog. Oh, listen. Any chance of you babysitting tonight?
Oh, I can't, Sarah. Going out for a meal.
Oh, anybody special?
No, just a friend. A bloke called Chris Tate.
Caution. Extremely harmful to livestock and fish.
Excuse me. Can you tell me what farm this is?
Emmerdale.
Oh, Mr. Sugden's farm.
Yeah, and I'm Mr. Sugden. Should I know you?
I'm Zoe Tate from Home Farm. It must be your brother I've met, Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm Jack, the tall, dark, handsome one.
I'll settle for friendly.
Story of my life.
Can I ask you a question?
If you like.
Can I look at your animals?
Well, if you just want to look at them, you can see some ewes from here.
Well, when I say look, I mean examine. Does cryptosporidia mean anything to you?
No. Why don't you explain it to me over a cup of tea? Better than standing here.
Smashing, thanks. Are you really a farmer? You don't behave like one.
You can explain that over tea and all. I'll know whether to feel insulted or not.
sorry I'm late. Sam's teacher wanted a word with me when I dropped him into school. One of the boys in his class says Sam's been hitting him.
Well, not to worry. You're here now.
Oh, is there much to do today?
Not particularly.
Do you mind if I have a few hours off so I can arrange for someone to look after Sam while I'm on this course? Either that or I'll have to take him with me.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, neither do I. But it's been bad for him the last few months, with all the upheaval. And now with me at Skipdale every day.
Look, you'll have to sort this out yourself.
Well, yes, that's why I need the time off, so I can find someone to look after him.
Dolly, I'm employing you to run my household. I'd like to think that finding a childminder for a 7-year-old boy wasn't beyond you. Look, I'm sorry if it sounds hard, but quite frankly, if it's too much bother, then, well, perhaps we ought to call it quits now.
All the slurry from the missile comes in here. When it's full, we pump it out and spread it on the fields.
You said there'd been a problem.
Well, it depends what you call a problem. Some farmers would say you can't have too much slurry, that it's good for the land. But we're building up a beef herd right now, and extra cattle means extra slurry, but, well, I reckon just lately there's been a fair bit more per head, as it were.
Is it possible that the excess could be leaking onto the watercourse?
Well, it's possible. During the winter, there are more beasts inside, which means they're not spreading the muck on the land themselves. That's difficult for us to get out muck spreading as often as we like, or for us to dump it.
That's probably it, then.
What?
Cryptosporidium.
Right, that's it. You don't use big words like that to me without a cup of tea in your hand. Come on.
Nick?
How you doing with the slime?
It's all gone.
Oh, well done. Fancy a drink?
Sorry?
I thought you might like to nip down to the Woolpack with me. Pie and a pint.
Aren't you teetotal?
Yes, I am, but it's just as well to show me face.
Ah, yes, well, I'm a bit busy at the moment. I've got a few things to do.
Look, Dolly's gone out and Kim's offering to cook lunch. Thought I'd save the bother. Go down and show me face in the pub instead. Well, come on.
If the slurry from here was going into the river, wouldn't it kill the fish at Turner's place?
If there was a lot of it, yes. But they turn the intake off until it's gone past. Cryptosporidium's only a bacteria. You don't get great lumps of it. And it doesn't affect fish.
But it does people.
And cattle.
So someone working in the water downstream
Like Seth Armstrong.
gets ill.
But not Alan Turner.
Because he doesn't do as much work there himself. Hey, I'm impressed.
I'm glad somebody is. I could be wrong. I'm just waiting for the results of tests I've had done on the water from the fish farm to find out.
Hi. Sarah. Zoe, Sarah.
Hello. And I thought a farmer's lot was all cows' backsides and cereal quotas.
Zoe and I were just having a nice little chat about slurry. Or to you.
I know what it is, thank you. I just nipped back to see if you could sort out a babysitter for tonight.
Oh, why? Where are we going?
According to the contract, tonight I play squash, you play darts.
Do I? I don't want to. Can't we go out together?
I told you.
Yeah, I'll ask Kathy.
Oh, she's got a date.
Kathy? You sure?
Well, she told me herself.
Well, it's been 6 months. I suppose it's time she started to enjoy herself again. No wonder who with.
Oh, she did say. Chris somebody or other.
Drink, Nick?
Yeah, pint, please. I'll just go and wash my hands.
Nick?
Hi.
Orange juice for me and a pint for Nick, please. And how about you, Mr. Turner?
Well, that's very kind. My usual, please, Henry.
Good of you to let Zoe take those water samples, after all. From the fish farm.
But I didn't. No, she was going on again this morning about some crazy idea about what caused Armstrong's illness. I had to put her right on one or two things. I think you've got the wrong end of the stick about the water samples.
Yes, I must have. Well, I'm glad you managed to put her right.
Oh, it's Alan Turner, Amos. Fish is his business.
You got young Kathy off your land. Always a doomed enterprise, there.
Surprised at you saying that. Was you leased to the land in the first place?
I'm only trying to help out a friend, Henry. No, you did the right thing, turfing her off.
Yes, Amos.
A word in the back room. Now.
You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Somewhat more mysterious than that, Mr. Wilkes. Look. That were in facility.
What?
Toilet. Our toilet. Dead. I was just about to... Well, you know, I looked down and it were looking back up at me.
I just didn't think it would be this difficult.
Perhaps you shouldn't have taken this on in such a rush.
Ma, I'm enjoying myself for the first time in ages. You don't know how good it feels to have something to do. I really want to make a go of this.
What about Sam? What about what he wants?
Oh, I'm not going to neglect him. Look, all the problems will be sorted once I get someone permanent. Plenty of women cope with children and a career. Why should I be any different?
Maybe you're right, Dolly.
Yes, I am. Oh, this job means a lot to me.
Yes, I know it does, love. Just take a bit of advice. Things haven't been easy for Sam these last few months, so do be careful, will you?
We are talking about my son. He'll only miss me for an hour or so after school each day. And we have talked about it. I do my best, you know.
Don't worry. I'll look after him whenever I can. I just don't know for how long, that's all.
Oh, thanks, Ma. I'll get someone sorted soon, don't worry.
Oh, I could do with a hand. Oh, what are you so happy about?
Mum's just told me.
I thought she might. What do you think?
Oh, it's brilliant. I'm really pleased for you. I just hope it doesn't look like Mark.
You don't mind?
Mind? Of course not. I'm really happy that you and Mum have sorted yourselves out.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
She wouldn't have gone back to Dad, you know.
Really?
No. She loved you all along. She just needed to finish things off, that's all.
But she must have realised she was hurting me.
Yeah. Sometimes you've got to follow your feelings, no matter what your head says.
I don't know. Such an old head on young shoulders. How come you're so wise?
You pick things up.
Rachel?
I think I can tell you now. Last summer, I had an affair with a married man, Pete Whiteley.
Really?
Yeah, it's over now, so don't worry.
Yeah, but did your mother know?
Yeah, she found out after Dad hit Pete.
So that's what's happening last year.
Yeah, look, I'm really sorry I didn't tell you earlier. It's just that I was embarrassed. I told Mum to keep it from you.
But if I'd known earlier, I might have been able to help.
Yeah, no, it was all a big mistake. It's over now. I promise I'll tell you things in the future. We're a family now. You, me, Mark, Mum and the baby. And I'm glad I can tell you things.
Sure, Joe was getting at me. Not wasting any time, he said. Trying to pretend he was talking about Chris, not me.
Maybe he was. Joe's not going to pass judgment on you.
And Jack's bending over backwards to be understanding. I don't know which is worse, him or Joe.
Oh, don't worry about it, Kath. It's got nothing to do with anybody else.
I wish it was that easy, Nick.
I wish it was something else besides fish for tea. I thought we had a pizza. Oh, Kathy, Tate's going to find out.
Oh, Nick, he didn't know it was you.
Oh, yeah? Well, who else is going to poison his fish with weed killer? I just didn't know it was that dangerous.
You should have read the label before you sprayed, not afterwards. Anyway, you needn't know they were poisoned. Might think a cat or something's got them.
Hey, that's a thought. Yeah, they've got mink up at the fish farm. Maybe I could say they've got Tate's carp.
See you in a bit.
Ta-ra.
Hello. Remember me? Zoe Tate.
So do, love. Didn't know we were on such friendly terms, though. Not that I'm complaining, mind.
Well, you have single-handedly revived my career.
Hey?
I've been doing some research into your illness.
You're not the only one. Doctors are doing all sorts. Taking swabs, they call it. I call it taking something else.
I think I know what's wrong with you.
You're not a doctor, are you?
No, I'm training to be a vet.
Typical, that. Doctor don't know what's wrong with me, and a vet does.
It's to do with the fish farm, the water up there.
I knew it. I told Turner and he wouldn't listen.
I know the feeling. I think there's a bacteria in the water called Cryptosporidium, and I think that's what's made you ill.
Crypto what?
Sporidium.
Don't matter any road, as long as it weren't ale.
It could be serious, though.
Ah, it's all right, love. I'll just add it to my compensation claim for Turner.
It might not be Mr. Turner's fault. It could come from Farm Slurry upstream from the fish farm. Anyway, if you don't mind, I'll have a word with your doctor, tell him what I think. Might help him treat you.
Thanks, love. Hey, why are you doing all this for a silly old beggar like me?
Because of silly old beggars like Alan Turner. I'll teach him to take us seriously, Seth.
If you want something to eat, there's quiche in the fridge.
Quiche?
Well, I have my tea at tea time. If you will keep these odd hours, you can't expect me to be waiting, cooker at the ready.
Look, I'm a farmer, love. I don't work from 9 till 5.
Anyway, I'm off to the squash club.
Well, where's your bat or whatever it is?
Racket. And I don't need it. Caroline can't play.
So why are you going?
I told you. Our contract says tonight I go to the squash club, you go to the Woolpack to play darts.
Well, I don't want to play darts and you can't play squash, so why can't we go out together?
Sorry, Jack. Start making exceptions and the contract's not worth the paper it's written on. See you later.
Right. I'm off to the Woolpack. What time are you going out?
I'm supposed to be meeting Chris at 8.
Hey? Well, it's 25 to now, Kath. You better get a move on.
I'm not going, Nick.
Why not? Because of what Joe Sugden might think?
No, of course not.
Well, why not then?
Jackie's only been dead 6 months. It just doesn't feel right.
Kathy, you're going out for a meal, that's all. Nothing else has to happen if you don't want it to. And, in my books, if you do, then good for you.
But it's not fair on Chris. I mean, what does he expect from tonight?
He knows how you feel. I'm sure he won't push it. Right then, look, I'd best get off. Hey, do me a favour, will you? See if you can find out how much his dad likes those goldfish. I'll see you later.
OK, see you.
Have a good night.
It has been known to rain frogs and all. They get whipped up into a whirling wind and come down miles away.
What's that got to do with a dead goldfish in our gents?
Hey, they're not like salmon, are they? Swimming thousands of miles back to where they were born, only it might have got lost.
Took a turn left into Bradford sewage works instead of right into Pacific Ocean. Is that what you mean?
Very well for you to pooh-pooh it, Mr. Wilkes. You did same with them circles, didn't we, until you saw them for yourself?
That's not the same thing at all. Anyway, I'm sure there's a perfectly rational explanation.
Oh, aye, perhaps somebody smashed their goldfish bowl at home and thought I'll have the next best place. Evening, Jack.
Next best place for what, Amos?
No, not at all. Pint, is it?
Yeah, might as well.
Not out with Sarah tonight, then?
No, it's my darts night.
Darts? No darts here tonight.
Might not be yours, Henry, but mine is. What's going on in your loos, then?
No, I told you.
Oh, Nick, fancy a pint and a game of darts?
Yeah, great, why not? Hey, have you heard they've got mink up at the fish farm?
Mr. Turner did mention it.
Terrible thing, you know, mink. Once they get a taste of fish, no pond in the area is safe, if you ask me.
Mr. Wilkes, maybe that's got something to do with our you-know-what.
Trying to avoid marauding mink, you mean?
You are not taking this seriously, Mr. Wilkes.
It's terrible. It's all right. I said, you've got to cheat.
My companion's
Absolutely
little late.
cheat.
Could I have
I
one
said,
of these?
my little treasure. She would never say.
Hiya, I thought you had a date. Yeah, called it off. Oh, well, you needn't have come up here. Robert's as good as gold. I'm perfectly happy.
Couldn't face staying in on my own, staring at four walls.
You fancy a drink?
Oh, please, I'd love one.
So, you don't fancy him then?
Fancy him? Hadn't really thought about it.
Well, I don't blame you for calling it off then.
He's nice, but, you know.
Bit old for me. I'm going to stick to guys my own age. You can boss them about. Oh, hiya. Your date falling through as well?
No. I'd forgotten how boring it is watching other people play squash. Who didn't turn up? Him or you?
Let's just say it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, cup of tea.
Ah, thanks, love. You made an old man very happy.
Oh, yeah? Who is he?
Oh, really? I just couldn't believe it. Especially after all that business over Christmas. What made you decide?
I didn't.
And Rachel told me today about her and Pete Whiteley. Couldn't believe that either. She seemed all right, though. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, God knows I wanted to. She didn't want me to tell anybody.
So I'm just anybody.
Of course you're not, love. Well, she made me promise. It wasn't easy. I really needed to talk to you.
You told David, though.
I didn't. She told David. And she's told you now, hasn't she? Look, it's all over, so just let's forget it, eh? I love you. It's our family that matters now, eh?
Honestly, I can't believe it.
I don't know. The minute I turn my back, you have a party.
Are you still trying to tell me that you and that pretty young girl today were talking about nothing but slurry?
We were also discussing diseases and Alan Turner, but it amounts to the same thing. Now, Rach,
Hiya.
you all right?
Yeah, fine.
What happened to your darts night?
I was humiliated by your brother, Kath. So I came home for a quiet night.
Maybe she forgot.
Of course she didn't forget. I only spoke to her yesterday. 8 o'clock at the restaurant. Shall I pick you up? No, I'll see you there.
It can't be the first time you've been stood up.
As a matter of fact, it is. Hello? Hello, Lisa. Hi, it's Chris. Yeah, how do you fancy a meal? No, tonight. About half an hour. Great.
This is much more fun than playing darts at the Woolpack.
Oh, I don't know. I could quite fancy a game.
You're not serious.
Yes. I want to find out what makes you tick, what you enjoy.
You don't have to go to the Woolpack for that.
You know, you've got the quality I like most in a man. You're a pushover.
How would you know that?
Just a hunch.
Well, it grieves me to have to say so, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to prove you right.
No, not tonight. Separate night, according to the contract.
Oh, stuff the contract.